get ready for a ride, and we'll ride through the midnight. Don't you step across that line, unless you wanna face the trouble on the other side. Well, I'm on the front line, and I'll make the devil cry. Set my soul free, nah, nah, light it up on fire. Bet on me, I got you. Pick a number. I am the one.
The month of prep was kind of multifaceted. So with Tytus, he was coming off of a very rigorous high school season. Right at the point, we kind of had about a month gap between high school ending, where his team made it to the Final Four, and then to where we wanted him kind of peaking for the draft. And again, I was just one individual on his team. He had a great team, somebody looking at his nutrition, somebody looking at his weight training and strength-based things, someone looking at his explosiveness. My job was to be the chiropractor and the healthcare provider to make sure that his body was feeling good and optimally making sure it could do what those individuals were asking it to do. So inside of that, it was even multifaceted approach. So we did FMS screen from the beginning just to see how he was moving. And we looked at everything top down. We then did a chiropractic assessment, and then he kind of gave us what he was feeling. And we broke out from that with some treatment, some chiropractic treatment, where we utilized chiropractic manipulation, soft tissue techniques like Graston and myofascial release. We did cupping. We have a class 4 laser therapy, which in that time we didn't use a lot on him because he didn't have anything acute that had popped up that just pops up when you're playing sports. And we used Normatex for recovery because he was putting his body under a continued rigorous schedule. And we wanted to make sure that he was recovering the best he could, and that he didn't have any little aches and pains or stiffnesses that were hindering him from optimizing his ability to train and perform at his peak ability.
Did this research on what the draft was going to test, what body movements they're going to do. So having that going into it was a huge help, and it really helped me succeed and stand out while I was there. So a lot of the guys, the other players there that didn't really know what to expect, they may have not scored as high or done as well as me, just because Ben put all this stuff together and did his research and really looked out for me and make sure my body was staying healthy and mobile while I was trying to gain strength as well. It ultimately played a big role in how I performed at the draft combine. Pretty much every single thing that we did in the office was at the draft combine. So there may have been like a small little adjustment on how we did it, but all the stuff that we did at Tross was directly correlated to what we did at the draft combine, and it was super helpful. Just to see something and then be like, okay, I know how to do that. My body's done it before. I've worked on it. So just having that going into it is super peaceful and gives you confidence as well. There was a core stability exercise that I really struggled with, just a mind-muscle connection and figuring out how to make my body move and manipulate my body in a certain way.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I can lift my left arm up, my right arm up.
You can't.
You sure?
Yep. Do it. Just do it and learn the pattern. There you go. Okay, now we'll go back, widen out even more.
More than I just was.
Put it up, widen this over. So I want you to play with where these need to be to get disengaged.
I didn't like that you just did that. Really didn't like that you just did that.
Feel this position here, and you have to be able to connect these guys
Okay.
to your core and your glute so you can lock that in.
Yeah.
Nah. Good work, buddy. Dude, your heart is thumping.
I hope so. I mean, this is a workout.
Switch.
And it was, I've never really had anything like that, just like connecting my mind and my body. And he really helped me like nail it at the draft combine. And it was super cool going into it, being like, okay, I've done this 1,000 times now, I can do this. And seeing other players not do so well on it, just because they didn't have that help before. And having him and having his expertise help me with that really helped me stand out with that exercise.
The MLB also uses that in their draft process. So it's something that MLB teams will look at and colleges look at to see how well an athlete is moving, and does that give them any insight on that individual. And so for us, we use it for all patients, and it allows us to have information for athletes like Tytus that are looking to play maybe at the collegiate level or the professional level. But we also use it in folks like myself who are just everyday weekend warriors or like to stay moving and active, because it gives us a little more information outside of just our orthopedic test and other things like that. And so we can really take a larger view and hone in on what we want to do, not only treating the tissue, but also assessing that movement and making sure that whatever got them into that spot, or a precursor for what could happen down the road, can we alter that to limit the risk factors for injury?
I was trying to think of the best way to describe draft day. I think the best way to describe it was an extremely emotional day. I think we hit every single range of emotions, from absolute excitement to pure unadulterated joy to a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. It was a beautiful day, and I still feel like I haven't fully reflected on it because it still makes me feel like I want to cry. The morning kind of started off with, so this was like day 2 of the draft, and so we'd been watching on TV like these dreams coming true for other people, and that morning we had been in touch with his advisor team and had received some news that wasn't like the most exciting or the best, and so that was sort of put a little bit of like fear and anxiety to start the day. And then we had friends and family here, and so we spent a little bit of time praying just that we would have peace, and that Ty would, know ultimately what the best thing was for him, and that God would put him in the right place. And so the draft that day started at 1 p.m. here, and I think at like 1:50, he got a phone call from his advisor that the Diamondbacks were wanting to choose him in the next pick. And so like that moment was, like so much joy and so much relief, like gratefulness that he was gonna get this opportunity. And there's a picture that Chelsea took that day of like him on the phone, and the look of joy on his face, it was like, it's probably my favorite picture that's ever been taken of him. To like see your child's dream come true, and to know the sacrifices that he had to make to like achieve that. It's something I will never forget. It was so special.
One of the coolest experiences was being able to embrace him on draft night. So at the night he was drafted, his parents hosted an event, a party, and they invited close friends and family over, and I got to meet him at the door, and that embrace was really cool. It's something I will remember for a long time. And knowing how much stress him and his family and those around him, that's just a very stressful time. Knowing how much hard work he had put into that moment. And then to think that he's an 18-year-old kid, and to watch him navigate that whole experience, and then to have that kind of culminating moment where he had achieved his goal, and to see the relief and the joy and, you know, and him and then all those around him too. That was probably the coolest moment.
It was an insanely great opportunity, and honestly, it didn't really matter to me what team it took me, but the Diamondbacks were the first team to reach out to me after the Super 60 in the parking lot. Nate Burtwell, their area scout, he called me probably 10 minutes after I got done with the Super 60, so they were the very first team to reach out to me. So that process with them has been super cool. They did a really thorough job of coming out to all my games and seeing me a lot, especially because he lives around the area. So it was a cool process to go along with them and then end up being there at the draft combine and then end up getting taken by them ultimately.
Do you have any advice for Tytus as he starts his professional career in baseball?
Oh, advice for Ty. As simple as an answer as I can give is continue to do what you've been doing. Continue to be who you are and what got you to this point. He has the drive, he has the work ethic. He has a great blueprint from his family to the individuals that he chose to put around him in his life. Continue to seek out individuals where he can learn and grow and keep the things prioritized that he wanted to keep prioritized. Just making sure that he keeps doing what he was doing. I wouldn't change anything for him, and to enjoy it. And that's about all I would say, is keep doing what you're doing and enjoy it.
So he would probably really laugh if I was going to give him any kind of baseball advice, because I clearly don't know anything about baseball that he doesn't already know. So I would say it wouldn't be advice, but if I were to give him any kind of wisdom, I guess, as his mom, I would say that to remember the value of who he is as a person far outweighs any value from what he does as his profession. So just to remember that who he is and what God has for him off the field is far more important than anything he'll do on the field. And just to remember, like, God's timing is always perfect. It's never too early and it's never too late. And that we think you can totally edit this out because he would kill me, but I'm always like, you're the best boy in the whole world. Like, I've said that since he was 2, you know? Like, just that he's so special. Just who he is as a person is so special.
Just enjoy it. Enjoy every moment.
In wrapping up here, all of us here at Tross Spine Sports Performance would love to thank Tytus for his time and willingness to shoot all of this video, and for his family allowing us to be a part of their healthcare team and entrusting us with Tytus and his health. It's such a huge thing, and we're very thankful for that, and we're appreciative of that. If you're watching this and any of this has resonated with you, we hope that you'll come in and just give us a shot to get to know you and see if we can be of benefit in any way to you. We really hope that every young athlete is able to stay healthy and performing at their optimal ability, and so they can enjoy what they're doing. We all can enjoy what we're doing. When we feel better, we move better. And that's our goal here at Tross. You do not have to be a professional athlete to come and see us. We would love to see anybody and everybody, and we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope that you like the insight and the behind the scenes of getting to watch Ty's preparation for the combine, and ultimately getting drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks. So in closing, we say thank you for spending time watching this, and we hope to see you soon.